I always dump my leftover popcorn before leaving the movies. I'm a bartender and have ruined a lot of grad parties by saying congratulations. That's the same degree I got. What can I get you to drink? Bartender. Give those bad parking people a gift they can really feel. Step 1. Go to a drive-thru. Step 2. Say I'm sorry but I'm blind. Can you read the menu to me? Step 3. See how long they'll read before realizing you can't drive if you're blind. The single most important thing a man can do to be an ally is give his woman friends permission to give dudes at the bar his number so when they call he can angrily say that's not funny because she died 15 years ago that very night. Funny story. When I was little, I would go on Nickelodeon.com all the time, and they had this game similar to Club Penguin, except it was called Nicktropolis. And if you forgot your password, a security question you could choose was, what is your eye color? And if you got it right it'd tell you your password. So I would go to popular locations in Nicktropolis and write down random usernames who were also in those areas, and then I would log out and type in the username as if it were my own and see which of these usernames had a security question set to what is your eye color, which was most of them, since it was easy and we were all kids. I would then try either brown, blue, or green, and always get in. Then I would go to their house and send all of their furniture and decorations to my own accounts, and if I didn't want it, I could sell it for money. I love robbery and fraud. Whenever my husband is getting on my nerves, I leave the room and hang on the walls a while. His flashbacks make him go quiet, and he leaves me alone for the rest of the day. Help, I touched my vague. I was taking a bath, and I accidentally touched my vague. It felt good. It was an accident. Is there any way to undo this? Am I going to hell? Please help. Sorry, you're going to hell. Mystery. Ruin Halloween with chocolate covered Brussels sprouts. Haha. Satan. What's the worst thing you can say in an elevator full of people? True story. My mom and dad were in a crowded elevator while my mom was very obviously pregnant to the point of bursting. I guess she looks at my dad and says, "When are you going to tell your wife about me? My parents are happily married. She was just pranking him." My dad said it was the longest elevator ride of his life. You can turn your face into an abomination when a kid is looking at you to ensure childhood trauma. Don't throw out doll heads. You can turn them into handy night lights for your kids. This ride only stops in an emergency. Crying is not an emergency. Guy lives next to airport. Painted this on roof to confuse passengers as they fly overhead. He lives in Milwaukee. Welcome to Cleveland. If I come to your house and you serve me coffee out of this cup, we are fighting. A woman puts on this dress when she cleans her house, and the reason is that she told her 2 children who are terrified of her that this leopard woman is visiting our house to clean. If you don't make the house dirty, she won't come back. Commenting love this. You're so brave on someone's normal picture of themselves. Spice up any Facebook comment with random quotation marks. Congrats on your baby. Congrats on your baby. Congrats on your baby. I changed the background of my brother's computer to the blue screen of doubt. Bought my son a 300-piece toolkit and a toolbox for his 15th birthday. I stole his 10mm. He needs to learn the struggle is real. I'm full of life lessons. I'm finally getting used to this body. A bomb and a heart. Life hack. Get a pet parrot. Teach it to say this and only this. I filled in for my parents today at my little sister's college orientation because they couldn't make it while I was having lunch with the other parents. One of the moms commented on how young I looked. I told her I had Jessica when I was 13. She choked on her salad. Utah Highway Patrol seeking public's help to identify dangerous reckless motorcycle rider. Even if they get a tip on who it might be, I have a hard time believing they can make a case without having seen his face. Google a random cop from that area, call the tip line, and say it's him. The Monk DVD box set is an OCD person's worst nightmare. An unsolvable maze in a children's book. Find the way out of the heart. If you don't want to give someone your number, 605-475-6968 rejection hotline politely explains that whoever gave you this number turned you down. 866-740-4531 responds with I'm Groot. 515-808-2362 only plays the John Cena thing. 309-889-0497 plays the Evangelion theme. You're a burglar, but you only steal things to slightly inconvenience your victims. What are you stealing? One battery from every remote control in the house. My boyfriend bought some donuts and I took a bite out of every single one just to duck with him. But then he got mad about something else, and I'm afraid when he sees the donuts he's gonna lose his shit. Convinced my husband to have a vasectomy. One day after the procedure I served divorce papers and told him I knew of his ongoing 9-month-long affair with my supposed best friend. She has always wanted children. If I get a wife and she cheats and has a kid, I will pretend it's us and gaslight her to be anti-vax so I can get the bastard sick so he'd die. That's so evil but okay. On the last day of school, I'm going to ask people if they wrote the 4-paragraph essay for Ella to make them panic. Barbed wire of the West. That'll be a good doormat. What are some harmless way to duck with people? When someone's in the public bathroom trying to take a shot, after you leave reopen the door and let it slam shut so it sounds like someone else just entered the bathroom, and they sit there holding in their pee till they realize no one's actually there. Calm down, Satan. Me after building the orphanage's website without a homepage. Ruined my day. We ran out tab bleach. Gotcha homie, been stockpiling bleach since the Great Reddit Wars. This bottle's a few decades old now. Should bleach your eyes well, too well in fact. r/I bleach. r/I bleach. I've started randomly moving shit around in the house without telling anyone just to duck with people. And when someone moves the item back, I'll just move it somewhere else again. This imagery horrifies me. Imagine a teddy bear. Now imagine the seam slowly ripping apart, the threads coming loose as dozens of tiny bulk legs push out of it. One by one, small hairy spiderlings pour out of the plushie and onto the shelf it's sitting on, leaving it saggy and deflated as they make their way into the nooks and crannies of your room. Thanks for reading. Why hello Satan. Didn't think I'd see you here. It's my birthday, so I'm giving away $50,000 to 5 followers. $10,000 each. All you have to do is share this to your story and tag someone in the comments. Also, if you don't follow me, I can't DM you the money if you win. Winners will be picked in 72 hours. We'll show proof, excluding the state of New York. Last session I gave out a custom legendary magic item that becomes an OP staff when the druid holds it, or a badass spear when the fighter holds it. Now they just have to decide who gets to carry it. Trolling with a fake turkey noise in suburbs. Not sure if this is allowed, but if you got porch thieves or thieves in general, give it a go. Gas can roulette. Leave a can of gas on the porch full of water and sugar. Let the thieves take the gamble. You can guess anyone's first name with 100% accuracy. This is God tier. I will walk up to random people and go their name. They are after you. You need to hide. What do y'all do about cars parked in bike lanes? I want some unethical tips to make them regret it. This suggestion is 100% ethical, but I think it's still in the spirit of what you're looking for. Carry a small, cheap kid's bike, picked up from a garage sale, when you ride a route that has issues with this. Then when you run across a vehicle parked in the bike lane, you tuck the bike under the front bumper. The driver starts up, and something goes crunch and they get out to see what it was and maybe, just maybe, have a moment of remorse when they think they just ran over a kid in the bike lane. Toss in a pink kid-size helmet and a well-worn teddy bear for good measure. You are so deliciously evil. What piece of pop culture has ruined your first name? My name is Karen. Do you really have to ask? To see the manager? This restaurant closes at 10 o'clock. Thank God we got here at 9:55 lol. Admit you broke it. Fix it and say nothing. Leave it for someone else. A California firefighter's wallet was stolen out of his work vehicle and his bank account was drained while he was battling a blaze, officials said. A California firefighter was robbed as he battled a blaze in Santa Cruz. Full bus but the back needs a seat. I counted. It's 7 steps to the ashtray. This was my tip from a Karen who ordered pizza and no plates, but then demanded the plates I didn't have. Please treat the pizza delivery driver with more respect. We work really hard. I framed this as a reminder to myself to treat others with respect and dignity. Don't treat others like trash. Bulking the second register with your service dog at the airport. Leaving this shut around store for employees to clean up. Parents hired people to paint our house. They saw a bird nest and, instead of moving it somewhere safe, they chucked it at the floor. The nerve of some people. New neighbors parked like this for 4 full days at our apartment complex. This is generally a pretty full parking area after 5 p.m. Kids had a barbecue in the field behind my garden last night and left this. Found the king of asshole parking. And no, he does not have a handicap sticker. This Czech on TikTok dumped cereal all over a train floor just to make essential workers clean it up. Took my kids to McDonald's drive-thru. I'm guessing the person in the car in front of me asked for no pickles. This Czech let his dog shut in the hallway of a hotel I manage. Didn't clean it up, didn't tell anyone, and then argued when I charged him a cleanup fee. Am I wrong? My housekeeping staff should not have to clean up dog shit. I think he got enough. Someone actually did this. Visiting Asheville for the first time, we talked about moving there. We loved it so much. Found this under my wipers. Wow. Tourists are ruining Asheville. You are not welcome here. At least I had my mask on. Some Jack stabbed a syringe needle into the side wall of my tire. I just wanna know what degenerate ducker left this in Walmart. Jack left the half-drank cup of milkshake at store for staff to clean. Never understood this kind. Mr. Wedgie here let his pooch take a leak, watched it happen, and then tried to play like he didn't just witness the spillage. I politely asked him, "Are you going to clean that up?" I received a blank, masked stare and then the cold shoulder. Freaking Jake. Neighbor parked his Tesla by bulking the sidewalk. Someone threw red paint at his car. Using loaves of bread as an armrest in the checkout line. I'm wealthy. Beg me to save your child while I belittle you. Do you feel like a failure that the amount you need to help your own son is less than a quarter than I spent on one of my 5 cars? I will help you. If you ask. It's nothing to me. Your comic books have failed, but I'm a success. Ask nicely and I'll save your son. The condition of my local park after a Friday night. Gotta keep it clean for the public sections. What a joke. No one cares about your shithole country's park. Go duck a goat. That's one way to reserve a seat on the train. Today, I found out my 7-year-old daughter really did lie about my husband's other girlfriend as revenge for being grounded, and that he never cheated on me at all. We're well into our divorce proceedings and he won't forgive me for not believing him when he denied it. Duck my life. My wife has answer. It took 5 months to wipe out 20 years of life savings, and that was with insurance. The experience has turned me into a hateful, bitter person. We did everything we were told. We went to college, got degrees, avoided credit card debt, spent wisely, saved a nice chunk of money in savings accounts and retirement accounts, and minded our own business. The USA healthcare system took all of our savings and retirement and forced us to refinance a house, so that we lost 15 years of equity. This is a country I'm supposed to be proud of. I hate this system and anyone that defends it. When I was 17, I worked at a bagel place, and each night we loaded dumpsters of bagels from the day. A homeless man came in and asked for a bagel. Rather than throw them out, I gave him a few in a plastic bag. My boss reviewed the cameras and fired me for feeding the animals. What radicalized you? This is why Europe won't consider allowing Americans back over there yet. Cops aren't wearing their uniforms to and from work right now because they are afraid someone might attack them or their families. Can you imagine that? Living with a constant fear of being killed by a complete stranger because, to them, you look like a treat. This happened to me. My daughter's mom went ballistic when I found out she was cheating on me. She started hitting me, beating me with a mag light. I called the cops and they asked me to leave from my apartment. I didn't linger on her. I had marks and bruises on me, and the police wouldn't acknowledge my abase. I broke down in tears and walked. My keys were in my apartment, and the police wouldn't let me in my place to retrieve them, to my folks' house 3 miles away. I didn't feel protected or served that day. How humans are destroying the Amazon. Google fired an engineer who built a tool that notified employees of their labor rights. Last week, my card gets flagged for fraudulent activity because I was purchasing gasoline at a station they deemed out of my normal path. Today someone steals my credit card, buys a $9,000 dirt bike in New Jersey, and the bank's like, yeah, seems legit. Instagram influencers, stay at home and wear your damn masks. We will defeat this virus together. Their Instagram stories. Homeless man threw huge bucket of heat diarrhea all over woman's face. Heidi Van Tassel had a bucket of heat diarrhea poured over her by a homeless man close to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. When cops cover their badge numbers and turn off their body cams, anything they do should be considered a premeditated crime. The Taliban have reportedly ordered male doctors not to treat female patients. So, if women are banned from university and can't study to become doctors, and now can't be treated by male doctors, then what are they supposed to do? Die from sickness? Boomers, we didn't cause global warming. Also boomers, clean air is for commies. Keep our economy rolling. Pollution means production. Alabama sheriff legally took $750,000 meant to feed inmates. Bought beach house. Dear hiring managers, an entry-level position is not an entry-level position if it requires 3 to 5 years of professional experience. You are either A. taking advantage of someone with experience by paying them an entry-level salary, or B. have worms eating your brain.